Hey guys, I'm Steff, and welcome to my beauty stash. Welcome back. Before we begin this video, make sure you click on that subscribe button and ring that bell so that you're notified every time I have a new video upload. Today, we are going to do another installment of Concealer Combat. On the left side, we have the new Maybelline SuperStay Concealer, and on the right side, we have the new Catrice One Drop Coverage Weightless Concealer. I picked both of these concealers up at Ulta.com, and they both claim to do very similar things. Both concealers do contain 0.23 ounces. The Maybelline SuperStay Concealer retails for $11.99, and the Catrice One Drop Coverage Weightless Concealer retails for $6.99. I am in the shade Light 15 for the Maybelline, and I'm in shade 3 Porcelain for the Catrice. Now, let me give you some specifics on both of these concealers. According to the Ulta website, this Maybelline concealer claims to instantly wipe out dark circles, provide full coverage that transforms the look of tired eyes, provides waterproof, transfer, and smudge-resistant coverage that lasts for 24 hours. It does contain a paddle applicator that blends this concealer onto the skin for a seamless, even finish. The Catrice One Drop Coverage Concealer claims to be one drop of perfection. The benefits of this concealer say that it provides strong coverage with a long-lasting and sweat-resistant wear. It is enriched with hyaluronic acid, and it is vegan. The Maybelline concealer currently has a 4.5-star rating on the Ulta website, and the Catrice One Drop Coverage Concealer has a 5-star rating on Ulta's website. So I will be putting these concealers head-to-head with each other today, giving you a good 10-hour wear test. And again, left side Maybelline, right side Catrice. Let's get started with this concealer combat. So for the left side of my face, I will be going in with the Maybelline SuperStay Concealer, and I am in the shade 15. This concealer does come with a small doe foot applicator. Let's start applying. Okay, so this side is the side with the new Maybelline SuperStay Concealer. I do kind of feel it is more like sitting on top of my skin rather than sinking in, especially right in here where I have my fine lines under my eyes. But I thought the coverage was pretty decent. No concealer on this side, concealer so far on this side. I think the color is more so my skin tone color rather than it being a shade lighter to kind of brighten. But that's okay. It looks like it's working fine. I don't really see too much of my darkness under my eyes coming through. I don't have too much darkness anyway, but I think it did a good job with covering it. I like the way it looks up here on my forehead, but it's just kind of like right in here in this area. This is my problem area. I'm not too sure how I'm feeling about this area, but let me let that sit and let's go in with our next concealer. I will be using the Catrice One Drop Coverage Weightless Concealer in shade 3 Porcelain on the right side of my face. Give it a good shake. Let's apply. Okay, so I'm gonna just start with this area. I'm gonna work in sections with this one. All right, let me do a little bit on my forehead. A little bit on my chin. Right here, my smile lines. This really feels like nothing at all. I don't know that it's providing great coverage though. So this is the side with the Catrice One Drop Coverage Weightless Concealer. This one is the Maybelline SuperStay. What do you guys think? I think that I would like to add a little bit under both of my eyes, and I'm gonna use my finger to blend that out with. So let me start with the Maybelline. Just a little bit. Now let me do the Catrice side. Alright, so right off the bat, I think both of them look very similar to each other, and unfortunately they are both kind of settling into my fine lines under my eyes. At least that's how I feel when I'm looking at myself in the mirror. I feel like those little fine lines are a little more accentuated than they normally are. I don't know how big of a fan I am with this drop applicator for a concealer. I think for a foundation it's fine, it's great, it works, but for a concealer, I don't know if this is very practical or ideal, you know, especially if you're on the go and you want something quick. I think this might get a little bit messy on you versus the Maybelline that has the doe foot applicator. It's a little more manageable, it's a little quicker and easier to use. I do like the way my forehead looks. I think it looks smooth, it looks nice, but already I'm seeing a little bit of settling into my fine lines on both sides. And my under eye area could be looking a little bit better. So I'm going to pat out any creases. The powder I'm going to be using to set the concealer with is the Pretty Vulgar The Powder Room Translucent Powder. Okay, so this is how my skin is looking with the powder over the concealer. I think the powder worked out just fine with both of the concealers, and this is one of the powders that I use pretty often. This one and the Too Faced Peach Perfect Setting Powder. These are two of my go-to powders. I know that they work with just about all of my concealers and foundations. So we are gonna give this a good 10-hour wear test right now. So I will be doing a check-in with you guys in a few short hours, and we are going to see who is gonna win today's concealer combat. Will it be Maybelline or Catrice? Stay tuned. Hey guys, so we are 3 hours in today's concealer combat. On the left, I have the Maybelline SuperStay Concealer. And on the right, I have the Catrice One Drop Coverage Weightless Concealer. And I don't really like either of my under eye areas. I think both concealers have settled into my fine lines. And I think it's starting to look just a little bit cakey, especially on this side, on the Maybelline side. But I am not especially liking it under my eye area. I think my forehead looks fine. Everywhere else I applied the concealer looks fine, looks like it normally does, but it's my under eyes that I am not especially liking at the moment. So we'll see how things look in another 3 hours when I come back with my 6-hour check-in in today's concealer combat. See you guys in a few. Hey guys, so this is my 6-hour check-in in today's concealer combat. Maybelline SuperStay on this side, Catrice One Drop Coverage on this side. I think that's what it's called. And I am not liking either side, guys. It has really started now to cake up right in here. This is my problem area. It's really just settled into the fine lines that I have under my eyes. My forehead still looks the same. It looks fine. Everywhere else I place the concealer is just fine. It's just my under eye area, and that for me is the main area that I want to look great. That is the first area that's going to give away my age. So I think it was the powder. I really do think it was the powder that just didn't mix well with these two concealers, and that's a shame because that is the that Pretty Vulgar powder. That is one of my holy grail powders, one that I use all the time when I test out new products. So I'm gonna see, we'll see where we're at the 10-hour mark. We got 4 hours to go, but yeah, I think it's gonna be a toss-up today. So I will check in with you guys in a few hours. Have fun whatever y'all are doing. Bye. Hey guys, so we are approaching the 9-hour mark in today's concealer combat, and I am going to call time right here because neither one of these concealers is performing very well. I'm going to give these another chance tomorrow. I really think that the setting powder affected the wear of this concealer, so I want to give both of these concealers another chance, and I'm going to use my Too Faced Peach Perfect Setting Powder with both of these tomorrow, and I will of course do my check-ins, let you know how it goes, because right now guys, we are not looking good, and I know it's the powder's fault because I wore this same foundation yesterday and it looked great, and right now it doesn't look good. So I will be back tomorrow with a brand new check-in with a brand new wear test of the Maybelline concealer and the Catrice concealer, and we will see who's going to win concealer combat tomorrow. I'll see you guys later. Hey guys, so this is day 2 of concealer combat for the Maybelline SuperStay concealer and the Catrice One Drop Coverage concealer. I have the Maybelline on my left side and I have the Catrice over here on my right side. And to be honest, I can't even tell a difference, guys. I think they both wore just perfectly fine. Today, I paired it with the Too Faced Peach Perfect Setting Powder, and I have on the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation. So, it really is a toss-up. The first time I wore both of these concealers, I didn't like either one, and now I don't dislike either one on the second day that I have them on. I really think that the Too Faced Peach Perfect Setting Powder made a huge difference in the way the concealer wore under my eyes and on my forehead throughout the day. So if I have to choose, I'm gonna give it to the Catrice. I just feel it was a little bit more lightweight as far as texture goes. But the one thing that I don't really like is that it's in this little drop applicator. But then again, you don't need too much of it. So I would recommend, if you are gonna go with this Catrice One Drop Coverage Concealer, to place some of it on the back of your hand and then lightly dab it onto the areas that you're going to conceal. Now, the Maybelline SuperStay, it did work. It does work. I mean, it's perfectly fine. I think the shade of this is more my skin tone rather than a lighter shade to kind of brighten. The Catrice was definitely a lighter shade than my skin tone, so I think it provided just a little bit more of brightness, but I felt the coverage was the same on both of them. I felt like they wore pretty much the same, and because I need to choose one because I don't want to have another tie in one of these concealer combats, I am just going to go with the Catrice. But I think if you were to pick up either one of these concealers, you are not going to be disappointed at all. So thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, drink your water, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.